Yo, what's good, family? Welcome back to the Jvrse Experience, or more specifically, the reality of Jvrse, where we bring your reality face to face with you. And this is technically week 2 of Men's Healing Month, as I described it, or the series that we're doing, which is What Men Never Say Out Loud. And last week we talked about why men kind of live in silence. That's kind of what we dove into, what we talked about. And this week I kind of wanted to bring to y'all a focus on why we're tired. I know I touched on it a little bit, but I kind of wanted to make that the focal point for this week, and just kind of reach out to these men, kind of even touch on some different places that I've been feeling this in some different places throughout this year, in general. And I'm not talking about a physical tired. I'm talking about mentally, I'm talking about emotionally, I'm talking about spiritually. And specifically as a black man, I just feel like we get tired in ways that we just don't talk about, and it doesn't get talked about. So in today's conversation, I want it to be simple, but I want it to be heavy enough and understood enough that it doesn't just get swept under the rug, or it doesn't become another idea or feeling that just doesn't get talked about. So why are men tired? And why is like simple rest alone not fixing whatever this tiredness is that we're feeling? My first point, like I kind of said to y'all, is that like it's not a physical tiredness. It's not. So let's clear that up. Let's go ahead, take that idea of physical tiredness, fatigue, sleepiness, whatever you want to package it as. Go ahead, throw that away. We not talking about that. That's not the idea here. It's more so. Well, let me dive a little bit deeper. It's not even about needing more sleep, even, because I know somebody, especially if you know me, I struggle to sleep. And it's not always about needing more sleep, you know what I'm saying? Or getting the sleeping schedule, or taking a vacation, taking a day off of work. I took 2 in this last week, and that felt crazy. I was sick, but even still, I was just crazy. Most men that I know, we could sleep about 8 hours and still wake up tired. This is the truth. And the reason why I feel like that is because you can rest your body and all the different stuff, but like in your mind and in your spirit specifically, you could be carrying so much weight. And I know that because that's been something that's been true for me, is that mentally and spiritually, I've just been carrying a lot. And so, men, I know that you probably are carrying so much on your mind as you're laying your head down to rest for the evening. And spiritually, you are wearing so many different things that it's a tiredness coming from just wearing so much weight. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the truth. And I touched on this last time. We're tired from always being the strong one, always having to figure it out, always being depended on, always being blamed when things fall apart. Like, and this is not shots at anybody, so nobody take this personal when I'm saying this. I just want you to think about, just kind of put yourself in our place for a moment. And nobody asks us like specifically and really care and really want us to elaborate and kind of get some depth out of it. This question here: hey, how are you doing? Like, how are you actually doing? Like, if you could put like a asterisk or italics on that actually part, like, I don't even know how you ask that question and really get the fullness of an answer from that man. But we don't get asked that often. because we look like we just got it together. And it's a pressure to, it's just a pressure to just produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us men are tired because our worth has always been tied to what we can produce, what our performance is, how well we can be seen doing whatever it is that we need to do. Everything is about performance. Everything. It's like we a car, a statistic. You know, everything is about performance, like we're a chart or a diagram. And as men, especially black men, we are often valued like how much money we make, how much we can endure. These are all things that's like tying to like if we're men, how strong a men we are. You know, are you this kind of man? Are you that kind of man? You know, so how much money we make, how much we can endure, how much we can carry without breaking, without bending, without looking like we're being strained. But not for how we feel though. Never for how we feel. We don't feel like we're allowed to slow down. Not for real. Think about the man that you know that as soon as one task is completed, they're on to the next. You tell them like, bro, you gotta slow down. You gotta take your, you know, you could kind of pace yourself a little bit. We don't feel like we can slow down. We don't feel like we're allowed to struggle. We don't feel like we're allowed to say, I don't have it together right now. Like it's never a free or open space to just say, I don't really have it the way it's supposed to be right now. Like everything is not really in the right place. I'm kind of not together right now. And so instead of processing it, we just push and we push and we push and we push. And instead of healing, we grind. Everybody trying to get on the grind. Everybody trying to get to it. And over time, that grind just simply becomes a burnout. And this is the part that we try and avoid, though. Here's the part that we try and avoid. Most of us men are tired because we never had a space, secured space, vulnerable space, loving space to just process pain. Pain from childhood, pain from failed relationships. Like, ladies, you're not the only one that, you know, got dealt a bad hand in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes not gonna wear it on their shoulder, but they got hurt too. And we don't really get time to process that. Betrayal, loss, you know what I'm saying? People passing away, dying, disappointment, you know what I'm saying? Like things not going our way, things that we worked very, very hard at and it just not work out. That is extremely disappointing. Feeling overlooked or unseen, like that one is our pride. Take that one. Straightforward. And instead, we're just kind of taught like to suppress it and to man up, be strong, and just handle it. Like I talked about in my previous video. But unprocessed pain, it doesn't just disappear. It just settles somewhere. It finds somewhere in the heart to just settle and just be there for when you got to come back and actually deal with it. Because any pain undealt with, you know what I'm saying, or any wound that's not treated, it's still there. It doesn't go anywhere. Even if it patches itself up in the best way that it can, it's still a wound. It's still there, or a scar is still there. You get what I'm saying? And so what it turns into really is just that irritability that you see from us sometimes, ladies. That emotional distance. That one is very strong for me. That emotional distance. Like, I'm here and I feel like I'm very emotionally sound, but there's certain things that you feel like that you may be missing, you know what I'm saying, from your spouse or from the men that are around you that like they just are emotionally distant. I know that that's my thing. They can become emotionally distant, short-tempered. Depression really will start to creep in. That one is a given. And numbness. Just don't really feel anything anymore. And that one is kind of a big one for me too. We start saying stuff like, I don't feel like myself anymore, or, you know, I don't really know anymore. I mean, or I don't really care, and it is what it is. And that's not true. And I just want to say to all the men, women, anybody that's watching, but specifically the men, I want to, kind of talk to us. That's not weakness. When we're expressing those different things, it's not weakness. It's exhaustion. It is. It's exhaustion. Now, for the black men specifically, for another moment, the tiredness, it didn't start with us, though. It didn't. We're carrying generational pressure. That survival mindset that we learned from the men that came before us. We saw it on them. And somehow, some way we picked it up. We may have even told ourselves we weren't going to pick it up, but we did. It just passed down to us. It's trauma that was literally passed down to us that need to be twice as good. You know what I'm saying? Better than what we saw. That's a trauma response. That's a trauma mindset. Because really, you just need to be as good as you can be for yourself and for your family, those that are there with you. You get what I'm saying? But somehow, in some way, we just twice as good of a man, twice as good of a father, twice as good of a role model, for other boys, you know what I'm saying, that are growing up to be men that will see us, right? And we watched the men before us grind. Like, I'm talking about grind themselves all the way to the ground. No rest, no therapy. We black people, man, we know how we be when it come to therapy. Y'all know it's reality at Jvrse. I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know how we are when it come down to therapy for real. No language for emotions. Like we most of the time, all we know is anger. You know what I'm saying? And everything else is kind of in between. It's bottled up. And some stuff we just won't express because we don't know how. So we inherited all of these ideas that suffering silently is a part of the manhood. And then because of that, let me say this clearly, right? Something needs to be explained to us. Being tired doesn't mean that you're failing. Your tiredness that I've been talking about this entire video, exhaustion, it doesn't mean you're failing. It means that you've been carrying too much by yourself, alone. You're not sharing that with anybody. I had to learn this for myself. You're not sharing what you wearing, what was weighing you down. You're not sharing that with anybody. You're bearing that alone. And healing doesn't start with quitting everything, man. It doesn't start with trying to do 1,000 things at one time. The complete opposite. Trying to keep yourself busy. It's not healing. Healing starts with honesty. And asking yourself, like, what am I actually tired of? What am I carrying that isn't mine? Like, I don't even know where this comes from. What am I carrying that I can't even identify with for real? When did I stop, like, really feeling like I can't be honest? Where did that happen at? Where did I learn that, like, I need to lie to myself about how I feel and disguise it and mask it and cover it up? Where did I learn that at? Because that's not healing. It's not. Healing really is naming what it is that's hurting you, that's stopping you from being where you're supposed to be. Setting boundaries for yourself. Letting yourself like really rest without the guilt. And that one is a really, really big one. Being able to, in your mind, understand that you're not guilty for where you've been, what you've done even, right? And who you are right now. Not resting in that guilt and letting somebody see you fully. That, all of those things are healing. Those are healing elements. And no, once again, this does not make you look weak. It doesn't make us men look weak. It makes us whole to be able to identify the places that we need healing. To all my men that's watching this, man, you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not failing. You are simply just human, dude. You're just human. And healing does not make you stop being strong. It doesn't. It doesn't stop you from being strong because you're a man and you're saying, I need to go through an era of healing. Because we always think it's physical. Dude, emotionally, you are screwed up. You're not okay. You can't even express when you're angry, when you're sad, when you're confused, when you need help. You can't express it. And that's a problem. And it got to be fixed. We got to be fixed. We together on this. And I ain't talking to you like this is just a you problem. This is a we problem. We got to fix ourselves. This is Men's Healing Month, man. What men never say out loud. This is episode 2. And here on the reality of Jvrse, man, y'all know we are always going to bring the reality face to face with ourselves and keep every conversation that we're having as men. We're going to keep it authentic. And this is going to be the space to have those conversations. I need you to do me a favor. If this video did anything for you, I need you to hit that like button. I need you to share it with somebody. And if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything going on with your boy here on the Jvrse Xperience channel. Y'all know we got everything combined together now. So let's get our healing, man. We not alone in this, man. Let's stick together. Love y'all, man. I'll leave y'all with the words. Peace and love.